Hey, hello and welcome. Hola, bem-vindo. Great to see you for a new video of Lindo Portugal, which is your channel to inform you about the passion, culture, gastronomy and history of Portugal. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel and click the bell notification button to get noticed when new videos come online. In this video, I will share you some reasons to visit Porto. Porto, as a city in the north of Portugal and a large city beside the Douro River, as well as some important monuments to discover. And finally, about the great local food and gastronomy of this wonderful Douro city. Porto is the second large city of Portugal, located beside the Douro River in the north of Portugal. It's home of the famous port wine, which is a protected label of fortified wine. Porto is located in the cradle of Portugal, and the history goes back to the Celtic periods. The nickname of the city is Invicta, which is Portuguese for invictable. In the 19th century, Porto survived a civil war of 1 year and was never conquered. This is why Porto earned this name. Porto is also known as the city of 6 bridges over the Douro River, from which the Pont Luís I in the city center is the most famous one. And this means that we are now at the next part of this video, monuments to see and visit in Porto. As told before, Porto is located beside the Douro River. 6 bridges connect the city of Porto with the other side of the river, Vila Nova de Gaia. In the city center, you find Ponte Luís I, a 2-deck bridge from the hand of Theophile Seyrig, a pupil of Gustave Eiffel, and who worked for a Belgian company. At the bottom deck of the bridge passes the traffic, while the top deck is for the metro and walking. From there, you have a great view over the city and the Douro River. This bridge connects the Ribeira and the São Bento station with the location of the port houses in Vila Nova de Gaia. The Ribeira in Porto is a great place to enjoy the typical atmosphere of Porto, with the colorful houses, restaurants and bars. A nice tip: enjoy the Ribeira at the moment of the golden hour. This is the moment of the day to see the most beautiful colors of the day. At that moment, you enjoy the most beautiful colors of the Ribeira. Luckily, every day you have 2 chances to enjoy the color spectacle of the golden hour. Once in the morning till 1 hour after sunrise, and once in the evening from 1 hour before sunset. The top deck of the Luís Bridge leads you to the São Bento station, a beautiful train station with wonderful azulejos tiles in the entrance hall. These azulejos tell the history of Portugal and Porto. From there, we go further upwards in the city and pass Aliados, which is the Rocio of Porto. Portugal, Rocio is a large square central in a city where all the most important traffic passes. You can call Rocio the most important connection hub in the heart of a city. Further upwards, we reach the Torre dos Clérigos. This tower is part of a church and looks over the city and the river. It is said that Torre dos Clérigos should appear like a lighthouse of faith above the city. Take the 225 stairs to enjoy one of the most beautiful views over Porto. Below at the tower, you find a famous bookstore, Livraria Lelo. This bookstore is famous for its wonderful architecture, and where the story of Harry Potter saw the daylight. You have to buy an entrance ticket to enter this store, but when you buy something, your ticket will be refunded. The queue to enter this store can be very long. A crucial tip to enter: It is better to not buy your ticket in advance. But when there is almost no one waiting to enter the shop, go in the shop next to it to buy your entrance tickets, and afterwards enter Livraria Lelu. According to my personal experience, the best moment is Sunday morning, when most tourists are still at breakfast. Again, more in the direction of the Ribeira stands the Palacio da Bolsa. This historical building is the stock exchange of Porto. It is absolutely worth your visits. You can only visit Palacio da Bolsa with a guided tour included in your entrance ticket, but it is okay, because you will have nothing on your visit without a guide. And they keep the most impressive and beautiful room for the end of the tour. Believe me, you will miss something when you leave Porto without visiting the Palacio da Bolsa. For the last monument in Porto, we go to the other side of the city. Visit a market hall, the Mercado do Bolhão. This is the historical market hall of Porto, an historical icon which was completely renovated and reopened again in 2022. Mercado do Bolhão is full of life and the place to be for fresh foods. This brings us to the last part of this video about Porto, typical foods of Porto. When we talk about Porto, of course, we can't ignore the famous port wine, O Vinho do Porto. The wines are made at the vineyards beside the Douro River, around 70 kilometers in the east of Porto, upwards the Douro River. Afterwards, the wines are transported to the lodges in Vila Nova de Gaia, at the other riverside, as the city center of Porto. Because you can only talk about port wine when the grapes are from the Douro Valley, and the lodge, a cava, to mature the fortified wine, is located in Vila Nova de Gaia. When you plan a city trip to Porto, visiting a port wine house and going for a tasting tour is an absolutely must-do. My favorite port wine houses to do are Graham's, Ferreira, Sandeman, and Taylor's if you want to go for a more typical British style. A traditional dish from Porto is tripas à mode de Porto. It is prepared with tripe made from beef stomach, together with white beans, carrots, and rice. In other parts of Portugal, this dish also is known as dobrada. Finally, the last dish of Porto is also the most famous sandwich of Portugal, a francesinha. In the 50s of the 20th century, Daniel David de Silva, a Portuguese man who emigrated to France and Belgium, returned back to Portugal. He wanted to introduce the croque-monsieur in Portugal. To do so, he had to adapt the recipe to the Portuguese tastes. So he made a sandwich with the local meat, topped with a sauce of beer and tomatoes. Because he learned the original croque-monsieur while discovering French cuisine, he called his sandwich a francesinha, which is Portuguese for a little French lady. In no time, Daniel's sandwich became very popular. Now it is a famous dish to taste in Porto. The sandwich became so popular that you now also find the francesinha in other parts of Portugal. But to enjoy the best francesinha, you still have to be in Porto, in Café Santiago. These are some of my reasons to visit Porto, divided in 3 categories. It was my pleasure to teach you something more about Porto, located in the cradle of Portugal. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel and click the bell notification to stay informed when new content comes online. Also watch all the other videos on my channel. And for more information, there also is the site lindoportugal.eu, as well as the other social media channels. See you there or next time in my other videos. Bye bye, ciao, até breve.